Welcome, everyone. I'm Coach Brian. I'm a mobility specialist, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Today, I'm going to be talking about why mobility is so important for everyone. Okay? Most of the time, when we think mobility, most people think about stretching, which is not the case at all. But I'm going to give you guys a difference between what flexibility is and what mobility is. So, flexibility is basically how far the muscle can stretch. Mobility is basically how your joints can move in a full range of motion. That's what mobility is. Now, the best way I would like to describe what mobility is if I'm capable of taking a weight, squat down, come back up with no pain or no restriction, that's what I consider as mobility. Or if I'm able to put my hand all the way to the top with no restriction on my shoulders and no pain, that's what I consider as mobility. So now that we know the difference between those two, let me give you guys a reason why I feel like mobility is so important. The first one, it keeps us really safe. So what I mean by safe is, have you ever noticed that if you've never done any type of mobility before, or you have never accustomed to doing any type of functional movements, you will start feeling stiffness in your back, your ankle, your hips, your spine, all those ones. That's because compensation is happening. Now, once compensation happens, that entwined with injury. So injuries start happening because of compensation. So that's one of the key reasons why I feel like we need mobility. And also, if you want to keep training, if you want to keep doing certain tasks, day-to-day tasks, that require you to be able to do mobility in the most efficient way. Second thing is I want to talk about is mobility improve performance. The performance I'm talking about is basically if you want to get into any type of fitness program, or if you're a runner, you want to run, if you're a hiker, you want to hike, or even playing with your kids, right? You still need some mobility, not even some mobility, you need mobility in general. Because I feel like you understanding the range of motion will help you get stronger in terms of if you want to do any type of compound movement. Because here's the thing, if you try to follow a fitness program, this is what you're going to get into. You will need to do foundation first. And foundation first require you to do assessment. In that assessment, you have to go through something what we called form check. So in that form check, you have to perform certain movement that will allow you to go to the full range of motion. Now, if you cannot perform those movements, sometimes it discourages people, and then they start saying to themselves that, oh, I cannot perform this movement. But that is not the case. You just lack mobility, which you cannot go through the full range of motion. So that's another reason why sometimes people deviate from fitness, because they feel like they're not able to perform certain movements. They feel like this is not for me because it's too difficult, right? So that's one of the reasons. And mobility, if you don't have it, your technique will not be as good as you want it to be, as crazy as it sounds. And another thing is like it reduces pain and stiffness. Now, one of the crazy things I've heard in the past is people say, oh, I'm old, that's why I can't perform. No, I don't think it's the case of you being old. I think that even if I decide to take someone that is 80 years of age that do mobility or have been doing mobility constantly all their life versus another 80 years old client that have never done any type of mobility before, there will be a significant difference with the 80 years old that have been doing mobility, because that person that have been doing mobility have been so continuous in their practice that they move well, they can perform in any type of sport, they can lift, and they can go to do any day-to-day activity with no restriction versus the person that never done any type of mobility. That's the difference I'm talking about. And to tie this age up, I wanted to just talk about what the longevity aspect of that is. So when I'm talking about longevity, I'm not talking about, okay, something that mobility exercise you do today or tomorrow. I'm talking about something that will help prevent a lot of issues in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Because the one thing that people do not understand, as you get older, certain things start happening. And the more you actually implement mobility into your daily routine, those things that happen reduces how quickly it happened, right? So my take is mobility allow you to do a whole lot of things. Example, I have a 3-year-old. Like literally playing with this girl is literally like me going to the Olympics. There's a lot of things I do, a lot of movement, trying to catch this girl, trying to move with her, trying to chase her. There's a lot. Could you imagine I'm not even fully functional? I'm trying to catch up with my almost 3-year-old. Yeah, I'll be pulling my back, my ankle will be twisting all the time. That's because you have to understand as you get older, there's something that you need to be able to do, like allow your body to get into a certain full range of motion without you going through any type of pain or stiffness, right? And another crazy thing I normally hear people say, oh, I don't have time for it. You don't have time for mobility. I mean, here's the kicker. Mobility, you only need 5 to 10 minutes. Now, there's a lot of things you do in the span of a day that is not productive at all that you waste 5 to 10 minutes on. So my thing is that I think is a mindset that you have to get into to say, you know what, this is as important as what I actually put into my body, the food I eat. Mobility is just as important as you giving your body the right food to actually survive. So my take is we do not understand it, so therefore we don't think it's important. But by bringing out this awareness as to why I think that we should all do mobility, will give you guys that green light to say, you know what, I'm going to start taking this seriously. I'm going to start doing this because in the long run, I want to be fully active or mobile as I age. So if you want to know how my clients are successful during the mobility program, send me a DM, contact me through Facebook or Instagram. I'm here just to give you guys all the tools and ammunition for you guys to actually live pain-free life and also take control of that longevity in your life. Peace.